So I went ahead and broke down my author's early life into three different categories: Cochrane Mills, Life After Six, and Emrys Wilson. So Elizabeth Jane Cochrane was born in 1864. She was born in what is now a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is called Cochrane Mills, and the last name of Elizabeth and the town she was born in having the same name is not a coincidence. She was the daughter of the founder of the town. The Cochranes were really well off. Not only was Mr. Cochrane a wealthy landowner, the founder of the town, he was also a judge in the area, so he was very well respected. So the Cochranes pretty much had everything that they could have needed. That was until her father tragically passed away at the age of 6. She was one of 14 children, and he did have a second wife who some of those 14 children belonged to, and he did not update his will, which meant that everything was left to his first wife and his first set of children, leaving Elizabeth's mother and all the children she buried with him to fend for themselves. Life was pretty hard for Elizabeth. Her family moved around. Her mom did remarry. I read a little bit about that, but it did not work out. One morning, Elizabeth was doing her regular routine. She was reading the newspaper, just chilling out in Pittsburgh with her family, when she read an article that was very opinionated by Emrys Wilson. It was called "What Are Girls Good For?" And according to Wilson, pretty much nothing unless it was home economics, childcare, maybe some fashion. And he suggested that women just stay within the domestic sphere and don't consider working. Elizabeth didn't really enjoy reading that article at all, and she wrote a strongly worded response back to the paper where she says not only the widow, but the poor maiden needs employment. Perhaps the father is dead and the mother helpless, or just the reverse. She was basically pointing out the lack of intersectionality that Wilson takes into account when he says that women shouldn't work, because all women have reasons for working. Maybe they are a widow, maybe they are an orphan, or maybe they just don't want to participate in the gender roles that have been assigned to women. The people at the newspaper read the reply from Elizabeth, and they really wanted to meet with her because they liked the way she wrote. They liked the way that she expressed herself. The issue with that was she signed the letter "Lonely Orphan Girl," which forced the paper to have to put an ad out in the next paper. And they were searching for "Lonely Orphan Girl," and Elizabeth revealed herself. She was offered a position writing in the women's column at the Pittsburgh Dispatch. But due to the stigma around the time, Nellie Bly was born because Elizabeth could not use her real name. She needed to take a pen name. She used the opportunity working at the Pittsburgh Dispatch to discuss women's oppression, workers' rights, but they really wanted her to focus on home economics and all the girly things, but Nellie Bly really wanted more.